You don't have to practice for 8 hours a day, bro. You can get some really good results with just practicing 1 hour a day. Great results. Let me give you this example. So imagine two woodcutters. Okay. So these two woodcutters, bro, they both have to chop down the same tree. This one right here is a Jerry. Okay. And this one right here, this woodcutter here, he's a Da Vinci. So what's the difference, bro? A Jerry, what he does, bro, is he's just standing here. Okay, he's standing here. He has his axe in his hand, and what he's doing is just swinging. He's just swinging it blindly. Okay, just swinging it, swinging it. Sometimes he hits here, then he hits here, he hits here, he hits here, he hits here. He never stops to analyze how is he striking. He's just hitting with his axe, bro, and he never stops to analyze. Also, what he's doing, he doesn't even sharpen his blade, bro, so his blade gets blunt from all the chopping, but still he's just hitting the tree, the goddamn tree, with all the force he has, without any intention. He's just hitting it randomly. Okay, and then he gets tired. He gets back up, picks up his axe, and then he just you get the drill, bro. You get the drill. Okay, and now we have Da Vinci. So what does Da Vinci do? What Da Vinci does, bro, is he takes out a chalk, okay, and then he marks this line on the tree. And then he stands here. Okay, Da Vinci is a chill guy, bro. This is what you should be. And then he takes out his axe, and then he tries to hit on this spot specifically. Okay. Whenever he's like, oh bro, shit, I hit here, he stops. He adjusts his swing again. Okay, so he adjusts his angle, adjusts his swing, and then hits it again, hits it again, hits it again. Okay, and then he says, oh, the blade has got blunt. He realizes it, and then he stops, and then he sharpens his blade once again, and then he hits again, hits again. Eventually, bro, guess who chops down the tree first? Okay, guess who chops it down first? Of course, it's Da Vinci. Okay, a Jerry still hitting it like an asshole, and still wondering, oh, why, bro? How is Da Vinci done so early? Now, from where I'm looking right now, bro, you're thinking that Jerry is stupid, bro. Why is he so stupid? Why is he not aiming why is he not adjusting his aim? Why is he just hitting blindly, right? You think Jerry is stupid, right? But from where I'm seeing this, you're a Jerry too, bro. The same example, it's easier to understand here, but when you're sculpting, aren't you doing the same thing? Aren't you just making a sculpt after sculpt after sculpt after sculpt after sculpt without taking the time to actually stop and realizing what are you doing wrong? Okay, maybe for Jerry it takes him 8 days to chop down this tree because he's just an asshole, bro. He's not even pausing for a second. And for Da Vinci, it just took him 1 day. Okay, so for sculpting, let's just take this 1 hour, and for Jerry, it takes him 8 hours to understand the same thing. That is because a Jerry is just making a sculpt after sculpt. He's not taking the time to sharpen his axe. He's not taking the time to adjust his aim. So for you, bro, setting the intention of what are you going to practice today, that is sharpening the axe. Okay, and for you to analyze your mistakes and to figure out that, yeah, bro, I suck at the nose, I should just practice the nose specifically, that is you adjusting your aim every time. Okay, the way that sculpting works, bro, is, let me show you my timeline here. Okay, this is where I started sculpting, and I sucked, bro. I sucked. You can see this sculpt that I made. Okay, back in December 2023, and these are the kind of sculpts that I make now, which is a big difference, bro. And the only thing that I did from here till here is that every day I would just sit down and I would just practice for 1 hour a day, just for 1 hour. And what I would do in that entire hour is I would look at my sculpt, I would analyze the mistakes that I'm making, and I would try to fix them. For example, I realized, bro, that the nose over here sucks. There's a gap in between here. I wish I had documented it, but it's not here. But let me just tell you, bro. I realized, bro, I suck at the noses. So I swear to you, for an entire day, I just practiced the noses because that is what I knew I was weak in. Okay? A thing that I always tell my students or anyone who asks me advice is, bro, don't count the sculpts. Make the sculpt count. It's not about you made 100 heads, bro. 100 heads, sculpting 100 heads, it's nothing. It's nothing. Anyone can sculpt 100 heads. But it takes a real student, it takes someone with real passion to sculpt just one head and to take the time to analyze his shitty sculpt. This is where you grow. Feedback is where you grow. It's not in the process of sculpting, making a sculpt after sculpt after sculpt after sculpt. Einstein said, Einstein is smart, bro. Einstein is a genius. Einstein said that insanity is doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different outcome. So I was insane, bro. If I go a few years back, this is where I was doing the insanity thing. I was just making a sculpt after sculpt. Sometimes it would be a hit or miss, like this is cute. Yeah, this is cute. But sometimes it would be awful. Like, look at this. What is this, bro? Look at this ass, bro. What is this? What is this? It's like a, the bubble wrap, but someone squeezed the bubble and it popped. Yeah, it looks like that, bro. This sucks. Like, this is Joaquin Phoenix. Come on, bro. Okay. And I was just doing random stuff. I was sometimes making low poly stuff. Sometimes I was modeling stuff. Look at this chicken that I modeled. I was learning nothing, bro. I was just, I thought that I was being productive by practicing. And yeah, I was just wasting my time, bro, doing random stuff. But the true progress that I saw, bro, was when I started doing this. Every day I would just sit down. I would realize, okay, this is what I suck at, so I should improve this. And then I kept improving on those things. Okay. And over here you can see I was lighting my shitty sculpts. I was a Jerry. And as a Jerry, I used to think, oh, bro, yeah, this is a bad Sukuna. So maybe what would improve this is some good lighting. Bad idea, bro. I just realized, bro, that I only have an hour to practice every day. Why should I waste that time lighting and rendering? I want to improve at sculpting, bro. So the only thing that I should be doing is sculpting, right? It makes sense. So I stopped lighting my shitty sculpts. And you can see no more lighting after this. I just kept practicing every day. This is my first female sculpt, by the way. It sucks, I know. No one would want to marry her. And then I sculpted another female. I looked at the points, I improved. And then the third day, I watched a video by Speedchart and I practiced along him. And yeah, you can see the improvement. So it was all about deliberate practice, bro. Even till this date, whenever I practice, it's always deliberate. I just look at something that, oh, maybe, bro, yeah, this fat, it looks a bit weird, this fold. Then I would practice this. I would just open up this sculpt only and I would fix that thing. It's all about deliberate practice, bro. Okay? So I hope I made you realize, bro, that you don't need 8 hours to improve. You just need an hour a day. And over time, this would compound. I know it's very exciting. I know you want to sculpt your favorite superhero character, but you need to realize, bro, that this is not a video game. Your brain is so used to cheap dopamine that you think that, oh, bro, this is like a video game. I just play it tonight. I just grind it for a few hours and voila, I will have that skin that I wanted to unlock. This is not it, bro. I'm showing you a realistic timeline here. Okay? You can see the progression here. Bad, sucks. Some are good, some are bad. When I tried female, that sucked. So Omni-Man, this Omni-Man is so shitty, bro. And look at the Omni-Man that I made now. Wow. What a big improvement. Okay. You can see the Sukuna here. Wow. Shitty Sukuna, bro. And the Sukuna that I made later. Okay. A big improvement. But let me show you something else. I recently made another Sukuna again. Let me load it up for you. Bro. Yeah, have a look at this, man. My most recent Sukuna. Isn't that an improvement, bro? This is all because I just practice for an hour a day. That is it. I don't do long marathons where I'm just sculpting for 6 hours, 8 hours, bro. No. All you need is 1 hour a day. Sometimes I would practice for longer, of course. But habitually, I just practice for maybe 1 hour, 2 hours. That is it. That is the most you need. I showed you the female here, right? Let me show you another female. Here's the one that I made today. You can see. I sucked here. Where is it? Yeah, look at this. I don't know, duckling. Look at the female I made today. So it's a big improvement, isn't it? All you need is an hour a day. And if you need structured guidance, you can check out the links in the description, bro. I have all of these courses. You can look at the result, the kind of results that members are getting. And yeah, I always encourage them to just practice for an hour a day, bro. And just practice deliberately. So inside the courses, bro, you get a step-by-step approach. I show you when to move to the next level. You don't have to guess, bro. If you can't get this, don't move to this level. Everything is step by step. And I give you all of the 3D models as well. So I give you the 3D model for this one, and this head, and this head, and this head. And what it does, you can see the students practicing. So let's say they're practicing level 2. They have the level 2 sculpt with them, and they can practice along with it. So for the skull, I share you the skull. You know what to practice. You know what to look for. If you're doing the female anatomy course, you have all of the levels. You can see it's all level by level, step by step. And if you don't want to buy it, then just listen to my advice, bro. Whenever you want to practice, just practice deliberately. Look at the area that you are weak in, and don't be this Jerry. Don't be this love Jaguar. Don't be that guy. All right. Yeah. Goodbye. Take care. Here's a fist bump.